Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello, welcome back to Finish It Friday. I'm here today to share with you some things that I finished up this week, or at least partially finished up. And we completed our Windmill Garden blocks as of last week. So today I'm giving you a little bit of direction on what to do with the quilt now, how to get it together, and what are some options that we have for finishing the top. And so I'm going to insert a little video that I made showing you my finished or almost finished quilt top, and hopefully these tips will help you out. So I'll show that to you right now. So here's my windmill garden completed as far as the top goes, and I'm gonna go in a little closer here and show you how I constructed it. Obviously have 3 rows of 3 blocks, and they all went together very well. My points are very good. Fortunately, I only had one little area where my point was a little cut off down here on this one, just barely. But everything else went together so well. And so when you're doing your blocks and lining up your seams, I didn't use one pin, I didn't use any clips, anything. I just matched those seams up and kind of held on to them as I sewed everything together. I'd sew the 3 blocks in a row together once I figured out where I wanted them, which any configuration looked pretty good. So yeah, so just look at your blocks and figure out where you want them first, and then sew them together at this seam here on the in between the blocks. And then once you have your 3 rows, then you just sew your big rows together like right here. And then also what I've done is I've put a small border on out of my background fabric, and it's a 2.5-inch piece strip that I cut, and it sets in at 2. So once I get my binding on, or if I chose to do a border, another border in one of these fabrics or even a different fabric, I could do that. I was originally thinking, yes, I was going to put a big wide border around it, but I'm not sure now. I kind of like this size. I have to think about it a little more. But I just happen to have enough of my background fabric in length to cut 4 pieces. And so I put my left and right piece on first, and then my top and bottom. That's how I do it. Sometimes I do it the other way, it just depends. I don't think it really matters. Some people say there's a rule about that, but I don't really care. And been thinking about what kind of quilting I want to do, what kind of backing I want to do. I'm thinking something in gingham for the backing. I have a Ben Franklin store here that carries wide back gingham, or at least 60-inch gingham. So I might go that route with it. And even for the binding, I just have to make a final decision on the next set of borders, whether I'm going to do it or not. So if you don't have enough fabric like I did to do complete strips all the way around, there's no problem in piecing those strips together like you would for binding, and just sewing them on after you get them connected. Okay, I hope that helps you. My wall is a little bare back here. That's why I'm a little bit closer to you, because I have my little Harriet's Journey blocks up. These are the 6 that I have done, and I didn't get to make one this week. It just didn't work out for different reasons. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys see kind of what they look like all together and how small they really are. They're really, really tiny little blocks. They're not teeny tiny, but you know, they'll finish at 6 inches once they're sewn together. So, yeah, I'm really anxious to get in there and do another one. I already have one picked out I want to do next. And one of you at least is following along on that. They got him a book and are starting this Harriet's journey with me. So yeah, that's exciting, and we've been talking to each other about these blocks, and she's learning how to square up her half square triangles a little bit better. And yeah, I haven't been able to make a video per se on this series of blocks that I'm doing, but anytime you guys want to jump in on it, just jump in on it and email me or put a comment in the under the video if you have any questions or ideas or concerns, whatever. I'm here to help. All right, so this week I did get a couple of things done. I got yet another placemat done. This is my favorite one. The hat. Yeah, there's all my quilting on there. I love it. So I only have one more left to do, believe it or not. I think that's right. And you may have seen that I had an extra video this week making this market bag. And if you haven't seen that, it's a little bit of a long video because it is a step-by-step tutorial in case someone wants to make it. And I did manage to get the links in the description box of that video as to where you can get the pattern if you want to get the pattern. It actually came from anniescatalog.com. So evidently Quilters World and Annie's kind of are the same company, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's where you can find it. anniescatalog.com. And it's called Market Bag Pattern. And I think it's $5.99 for a digital download or $7.99 for the actual physical pattern if you need that sent to you. Okay, what else? I bought something. I bought a Clover Choco Liner pen for marking for quilting. And I've been using it on my Save the Bees panel quilt. And I kind of like it. It's got kind of a duckbill looking opening to it. And there's like a little tracing wheel inside there. And so the chalk falls down as you're rolling that wheel. So it makes a nice white line if you're not, having to mark on white. I've got a lot of black on that particular quilt, so it works out pretty good for the design work I'm doing before I actually machine quilt it. So I just wanted to let you know about that. It's made by Clover. I would recommend this for marking. I got it at Joann's, and I think it was about $10, something like that. Way more than it's worth, probably. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you in case you're looking for a nice thin chalk line that will do the job. Be really good for garment sewing, like for hems and things like that, if you need something like that. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a lot of pictures to share with you, and I know you all love pictures. So let's see here. I have one. I'm going back as far back as they came in. Let's see. This is Carol, and she's the one that does the sun painting. She sent us some more projects that she's done on embroidery and on canvas. Let me read what she says here. She created all of this with the embroidery machine, a large quilt for the wall over the bed. And then the next one is a Hawaiian scene that she put some borders on it to make it larger. And 2 smaller quilts that she hasn't bound. Instead, she bought 2 stretched canvases and stapled the edges of the smaller quilts to the back of the canvases. And I'm going to do a series on that too. Not a series, but probably in that Confident Beginner series that I did with the bag. I think I'm going to do an episode of how to put a quilt on a canvas. And then a pillow and a mug rug that says "so much fabric, so little time." And she just wanted to share how that if you have an embroidery machine, you can do a lot more creative things. And I can see that's true here. This is wonderful. Let's see. Brenda, she sent me something. Let me see here. Or did she? I always have the hardest time when I get in here getting these pictures to show up on these emails. Oh, she was suggesting maybe for the next sew along to do a popsicle quilt. And here's a picture of one here. This is the blocks. These are the blocks that she sent. I think she was sending me something else too, but I don't see it here. Her first quilt. Maybe I'll run across it in the other emails here. Nancy had a whole bunch of stuff she did. This is the lady that I couldn't get the email pictures to show up last week. So this is what she has done. She has some holiday stuff, a runner, and the back of the runner she put something on. And then she also has another table runner that's done in gold and or you might say yellow. It's kind of a golden yellow and gray. I love yellow and gray together. I've always said I wanted to do a yellow and gray quilt one of these days. There's another holiday table runner. And I don't know if the yellow and gray that's 2 separate ones or the front and the back. I imagine it's the front and the back. And then this one is the one with the trees. I love that. That looks like it would zip together quicker than you think. Lots of strips. And then the second one, I think that's a panel. And she's quilted it and bound it. And then the other one with the animals on it. Very colorful. And then another little, I guess it would be a wall hanging or maybe a table topper that says winter and kind of a, I don't know, it looks kind of modernish to me with and I like the blue houses. Let me see if I can figure out what she says about all of these. She says, I finished the painted forest. I think that was that top quilt. After taking Scott Hansen's class last year, 2 table runners and the sunflower quilt are from my golden retriever rescue auctions this year, and the wild animals and Christmas trees just for fun. The other trees were Moda's branching out, sew along, a Halloween top, and finally a winter table topper. So that's what she sent with all of her pictures. I'm not sure what goes with what on those, but thanks for sending those. You've been very busy. This was her July makes now. So good job. Very good job getting all of that done in July. I have 2 Dianes. One Diane is showing her churn dash. And this is the one that's this one. This is a lady I was talking about that is doing this with me, Diane. And she showed me her first block here attempt, and the second try came out better. And this is her second attempt, and she took some tips away from me that helped her to get that thing square. So good job, Diane. Also, she has a K-facet layer cake quilt here. And she did this one off of the Stack and Wax series that I had way back in February. So I'm happy to see that someone else did this pattern, and that Cave looks really good in that. That was a really good choice for that pattern because it really shows all those colors off. Okay, and then our other Diane, this is, now we've seen this a few months ago or a few weeks ago when she was doing Totally Tulips with me. And now she's got it quilted and bound and she's got it hanging. So she just wants to tack her little hanger down and then that'll be it for that. So that turned out real cute, Diane. And then she shows us 2 of her windmill blocks. I like that multicolored one too. They're both great. Looking good. And then Colleen, I never did get yours. What came across was a whole bunch of computer code pages and pages and pages. So if you could try to check my email, and I've got in there how you can send them. So maybe that'll help you be able to get them to us for next week. And Dolly is sharing her latest finished quilt. And she wanted to show me how she was using a stencil for her quilting. And I love this. I do love this. She thought I would like it. And she even sent me a link to how to get one of those stencils. Now I did go on and see that website. That's a good resource for stencils. It really is. But the shipping was out of this world expensive for a $5 stencil. So I went on Amazon and got a ruler that was just this pattern. And I'm supposed to get that today. I hope it comes. I'm excited to do that. That looks so good. She sent us 3 pictures here. I love it. I am definitely going to do that. And then Giselle sent us a picture of a market bag that she had made. Really cute. See those vegetable squares on there? Now she has a shoulder bag type other than the 2 handles. And you know, I think market bags are kind of like this because that's how you hold them and you're constantly putting stuff in. And you know, you don't usually carry your market bag way up here, or a grocery bag, but that would definitely work as a market bag that you made. Yeah, that's great. Honestly, that's a really good idea to put those vegetables on there. I really like it. Good job. I want to make more bags. I should make more bags. Okay, well that's all I have for you this week. Thank you all so much for sending your finished items and your unfinished items to me to share with the group. And I'm excited to find out of so many of you who are doing the Windmill Garden on the Instagram account. And one lady already has her quilt completely done and has taken pictures of it, and it just looks great. So go on Instagram, go on my Instagram, Lessons Learnt Quilts, and look at everything that's come through on there and see what other people have been doing with their windmill garden blocks. So, all right. Thanks for watching today, and I will see you guys on Monday for a little quilt chat. All right. Make some time to sew something. It's good for you. Bye.